What's up, everyone? We got another NFL offseason recap video. Today, we're going to be looking at the Detroit Lions, how their season went last year, what they've done so far in free agency, and what they should be looking for in the draft. The Lions were stuck in a tough NFC North and suffered too many injuries to win games, especially when you lose your starting quarterback, Matthew Stafford, to a back injury. After he has started 100 plus games to begin his career, there really wasn't a chance for the Lions to win at all. They finished 3-12-1 in the regular season and 0-6 in their division. Now, they lost a couple tough games, such as the Packers game early on in the season, but that game is very controversial with the penalties towards the end of the game, which Lions fans hated. Now, the offense was average and was basically led by Kenny Golladay, wide receiver, who had a breakout year. The offense also lost starting running back, second year player, Kerryon Johnson, for a long period of time and relied on street players like Bo Scarborough at teams to lead the offense. And when Matthew Stafford got hurt, undrafted free agent Jeff Driscoll was the Lions quarterback until the rest of the season. As a result, they finished 18th in offensive DVOA. And in case you don't know what DVOA is, it is a statistic used by Football Outsiders that calculates the true performance of an offense or defense based on variables like yards per play given up and average yards per down. Now, the defense was horrendous as they finished 28th in defensive DVOA. Like the offense, they suffered injuries everywhere with guys like Mike Daniels, Damon Harrison, and Justin Coleman all missing time due to injury. Now, the defense was shredded through the air as Matt Patricia's man-to-man defense was not the right fit for their secondary and linebackers. Guys like Darius Slay and Justin Coleman were held out on an island, and their linebackers couldn't man up against tight ends and running backs of the other team. Some of the Lions pre-free agency moves was releasing D-tackle Damon Harrison, and he's still unsigned right now. They also re-signed slot receiver Danny Amendola to a one-year, $5 million extension, and this is a solid move because he is the right fit in the Lions system. He can man that slot position, and him and Matt Patricia have those Patriot ties as they both came over from the Patriots during the same season. They also released longtime right tackle Rick Wagner, and he signed with the Packers, which meant they had a hole to fill at right tackle entering free agency. Now on to who the Lions signed in free agency. The first big signing they made was signing Hala Vaitai to a 5-year, $50 million contract to replace Rick Wagner. Now, on the surface, it seems like a okay deal, but in reality, it isn't. Vaitai was a swing tackle for the Eagles who never really had a full season of starting, so to give him $10 million a year along the same lines of money that guys like Brian Bulaga are making is completely absurd, and it just shows how desperate the Lions were for a tackle given all the money that they had. The next big signing they had was Jamie Collins. Again, I think that they overpaid for him. He had one good year in the Patriots defense, but again, this is the Patriots defense we're talking about. This is Bill Belichick. He knows how to use Collins. And you might say, okay, Collins played well under Matt Patricia when he was with the Patriots in his first stint. Yeah, but now Matt Patricia is with the Lions. He doesn't have the Belichick pedigree anymore. So if Matt Patricia uses him as well as Belichick, then the deal will be worth it. But otherwise, as of right now, it really isn't. They signed D-tackle Danny Shelton from the Patriots to a 2-year, $4 million contract. Solid deal. This is the guy they're going to bring in to replace Damon Harrison as the run blocking or run stuffing nose tackle, and he'll probably be off the field on third downs. They signed cornerback Desmond Trufant to a 2-year, $21 million contract. This is mainly just to replace Darius Slay at corner. And Desmond Trufant is more of a man corner, so I feel like it's a good signing for the Lions because now they have a guy that can really lock down number one cornerbacks. But Trufant is in the twilight of his career, so we'll see how long he'll be able to last. They signed safety Jaron Kearse to a 1-year, $2.575 million contract. They traded a 2020 fifth-round pick to the Patriots for Duron Harmon and a 2020 seventh-round pick. Again, Matt Patricia is trying to build this Patriots defense over again, and I don't know if he's going to be able to use Duron Harmon the same way as Belichick did, but Harmon should slot into that free safety spot and is a guy that can get you multiple picks a year and possibly match up well against tight ends or blitz. The Lions signed receiver Geronimo Allison to a 1-year, $900,000 contract. They signed a backup quarterback Chase Daniels from the Bears to a 3-year, $13 million contract in case Stafford gets hurt again. Again, solid move. Stafford coming back from a back injury isn't always the easiest injury to come back from, and Chase Daniels has proven himself to be solid, not great, but able to manage a game, as you've seen with the Bears when Trubisky got hurt and he got benched. They signed inside linebacker Reggie Ragland to an undisclosed contract from the Chiefs. This is just a run-stuffing linebacker, mainly to try to get guys like Dalvin Cook and Aaron Jones on the ground. They signed safety Miles Killebrew to a 1-year contract, cornerback Tony McRae to a 1-year contract. They surprisingly gave nose tackle Nick Williams from the Bears a pretty big deal for someone of his value. 2 years, $10 million. I think they're just trying to replace Mike Daniels and Damon Harrison, which I think this Nick Williams and Danny Shelton should do fine. Neither of them are truly pocket pushing defensive tackles, so we'll probably see a lot of sub packages on third and fourth down if it looks like a passing down by Matt Patricia. But otherwise, a solid offseason, kind of overpaid, but they did have the money to give some of these players big contracts. Well, if the Lions signed all those players, that did mean they let go of a lot of players. So they let go of backup quarterback Jeff Driscoll. He went to the Broncos. Graham Glasgow, who was their starting inside guard, went to the Broncos. Outside linebacker Devin Kennard was released during the free agency, and he signed instantly with the Cardinals. Now, the biggest move the Lions made was trading longtime cornerback, shutdown cornerback actually, Darius Slay to the Eagles for a 2020 fifth and third round pick. And if you follow NFL at all and you look at reports, you would know that Darius Slay and Matt Patricia had a falling out. Patricia didn't think that Slay was an elite corner. He called him good, not great. And you can't really do that to your number one corner. You got to have the utmost confidence in him. And obviously, Patricia didn't. He didn't see any shutdown corner in him. So they decided to trade Slay to the cornerback needy Eagles. And they got decent value in return for him because Slay is 29, so he might only have 3 or 4 more good years left, but they got decent value in return. Punter Sam Martin went to the Broncos. Logan Thomas went to the Redskins. Scatback J.D. McKissick went to the Redskins as well. D-tackle Ashawn Robinson went to the Rams, and I think this is a big piece that the Lions lost. I would have thought, okay, you can let go of Damon Harrison, you can let go of Mike Daniels, but they let go of another D-tackle in Ashawn Robinson, who has had some significant time in interior D-line, and they shouldn't have let him go, but it's all right. They also let go of number 2 corner Rashawn Melvin, who went to the Jaguars, and as I said before, they cut Rick Wagner before free agency, and he went to join the Packers. Now, at pick 3, the Lions desperately need D-line help, but Chase Young might not be there unless a team like the Dolphins or the Chargers trade up with the Redskins at pick 2 to take a quarterback. Now, in my eyes, Jeffrey Okudah is by no means a consolation prize, as he is almost as equal in value to Chase Young. But the Lions do have 2 starting quality cornerbacks in newly signed free agent Desmond Trufant, as well as big-time slot corner Justin Coleman. Now, the Lions' O-line is also one of the worst in the league, so it's imperative that they go get O-line help on day 2 and 3, especially in the interior, especially with Graham Glasgow gone, so they can get guys like Nate Moody from Fresno State or Cesar Ruiz from Michigan as possible options to help out their offensive line and protect Matt Stafford. And finally, finding another linebacker to help out Jamie Collins is needed as well. But it has to be a specific guy. It has to be either a guy that can rush the quarterback as an outside linebacker on the opposite side of Jamie Collins, or that can play middle linebacker and drop back and play man coverage, because Reggie Ragland isn't a man coverage guy. So they're going to need to try and alter their draft scheme to try to fit their man scheme. And so getting a linebacker that can drop back in man coverage and guard tight ends and running backs is imperative for them to do, not really getting a run stuffer like Evan Weaver. That is all for this NFL offseason recap video of the Detroit Lions. Don't forget to like, comment what you think the Lions record will be in 2020 and who you think they should take in the draft, and subscribe.